Hello, welcome back to Derping around Skyrim, picking up where we left off last time. You go, uh, head back towards Raven Rock. Hopefully, uh, dealing with General Karras is giving me some brownie points and the guards won't just attack me on sight anymore. We'll see though. Ow. Well, that guard wasn't shooting at me. I'm sure if they were hostile towards me, it'd be fine, or they would be attacking me rather. So, there we go.
What? One moment. You look familiar.
Yeah, give me just a
What
second.
news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth?
Kill General Karras.
I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Karras' exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock.
Oh, he'll no longer send Ashmont here.
Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. And you got rid of General Karras. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful.
10,000 gold, yeah, I'd say so. Is it difficult commanding the Veteran Guard?
It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job that much harder.
Petty distractions?
Some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful and tremendously addicting. I've seen men fail to finish even a single flask. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself.
Yeah, I could track it down for you.
You would? That would be helpful. I just don't have time to do it myself right now.
Any idea where I should
They're
begin?
too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd search one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town.
What's with the armor you're wearing? Looks kind of cool.
This is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material and then shaped to form the armor plating. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon better than iron or steel.
And
All of the
what
soldiers
exactly are
in
the
this
Veteran
town are
Guards?
Redoran Guard. Some of the best warriors that House Redoran has to offer. I've spent quite a few years honing their skills, and I can assure you they're not just your average city guard.
I have such elite soldiers on this
To
island.
protect Councillor Morvain, of course. He has quite a few friends on the council back in Morrowind, and they wanted to ensure his safety while he was here. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
Yeah.
Find me
Fair
that
enough.
stash of wine. I'm itching to be rid of it.
Alright.
Stop right there. Where have I seen you before?
You're making a
The
mistake.
only mistake here belongs to you. You're a wanted man, and there's no way I'm letting you walk away.
Let's see, any chance I could talk you into looking this? I'm with the guild. Caught me. I'll pay off my bounty
Good
there.
enough. I'll just remove any stolen goods on you, and then you're free to go.
There. That'll get everyone off my back, so I can run around here calm and peacefully like normal. So, let's see. Earth, wait for a message from Rallis. Do that. Let's see. Retrieve ancient normal formula from Lower Mallory. Instead. So he said one of the empty houses on the outskirts of town. It's got someone living in it though. Let's see. It's a temple.
You think you have it bad? Try walking the bulwark at night.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it'd be that bad. Unless you have to go all the way around up on top of those hills, I guess, but even that's not terrible. Let's see. tomb.
If you intend to wander
Lorraine
Solstheim,
Manor.
you do so at your own risk.
Yeah.
Citizen.
A little contempt coming from that citizen. But whatever.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk to him. Mogul.
Slitter. Let's see.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, my lord. If you need anything, Master Geldis will be happy to help you.
Okay.
Until next time.
I already know what the answer to that question is. Let's see.
Teldrin Cerro, blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service.
Alright.
Mafala Clocu.
I'll give you this warning only once. Stay out of my way, and we'll do just fine. If you're dealing with me, there's only one thing to remember. Pay your debts, or end up hurt. Until next time.
You looking for trouble? Stay out of my way.
Okay. Let's see. Anyone else? Down here? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, there we go.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest sujamma that will ever grace your lips.
Yeah, that's a specialty here.
The finest sujamma to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujamma. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it.
Yeah, I
I
can do
was
that.
kind of hoping you'd say that. Here, take these samples of the sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you.
Okay. That's a lot less than the Temple of Mara having to hand out pamphlets for them. Let's see.
How about a drink for the hero who cleared Fort Frostmoth?
Oh, thank you. Urine has
There's
an unusual
actually
name.
a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of sujamma in hand. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised.
Doesn't sound so unusual.
But you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born, and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink!" and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground.
What does
Well,
Netch do?
The bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick.
Yeah, I get
True
it.
story, friend. True story.
Yeah, I'm sure. Heard any
Coast
rumors
has
lately?
been dangerous lately. A lot of reavers about. I've heard they're searching for the treasure of Acnir Deathbrand, the Pirate King.
Any more
If
rumors?
you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis of the Colbjorn Barrow.
I already
I've
have.
heard he wants to excavate the place.
What
the
else?
Redoran Guard have spotted a pack of werewolves in the mountains.
Oh, okay.
The hunters up on Frostmoon Crag might know more.
Alright.
Come
Thank you.
back if you're feeling thirsty. I'll set you up right.
And, okay, these are just the bedrooms, so. Anything down around here? Just more rooms, looks like. Apprentice, that's probably his bedroom. Alrighty.
Citizen.
Yeah. Alright, so we got plenty of stuff to do now, so. Hidden Stash 1, Raven Rock. said try one of the abandoned houses. Question is, which houses are actually abandoned? Yeah, well, probably this one. Mead, Mate, Sujama, Confessions of a Dumber Skooma Eater, Lord Mead, Sujama, Tankard, Flynn. I assume these are all different types of alcohol, so 5 stars. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything here. Snowberries. Poison song. Well, not there. So unless there's another one somewhere. This is the house that we eventually get to own. It's owned by someone, so... Ashiams. Ah, there it is. Look at the stash, report the stash. Can I just take it for myself? See, would that be under potions? No, that'd be under food, wouldn't it? Yeah. 60 points stamina, decrease target stamina regeneration by 60% for 2 minutes. Sadri Sujama. Nah, I should be passing that around too. What time? Yeah, it's 5 a.m. A little early for alcohol, I think, but some people might be fine with that.
Make way!
Okay.
They serve the best Sujama I've ever tasted over the
Keep
rich
moving.
Nesh. Worth every coin.
The entire...
Head over to the retching Nedge if the ash has your throat parched.
With the Ashspawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
Thank you.
Good.
Here's
This
the
will help
wine.
me keep things running without having to worry about a bunch of soldiers falling asleep on duty. Here, take this for your trouble.
2,000.
Captain Veleth, captain of the Redoran Guard, at your service.
Nah, can't tell him about the wine, so... Wonder if I have to go outside of Raven Rock for it.
You can go where you please, but I'd stay inside for bulwark if I were you.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Damn ash! If you're looking for work. If obey our laws, must
The security of both Raven Rock and Councillor Morvain is my primary concern.
Oi, keep moving.
Would the priest in the temple like a drink? Probably not, but worth a check, I guess. History of Raven Rock.
Are you here to pray? Or perhaps pay your respects at our ancestral tomb?
What are the ancestral tombs?
They're where we inter our dead. They are sacred places. meant to honor their passing. Sadly, we've been unable to use the ancestral tomb beneath the temple as of late, and have resorted to other locations to scatter the remains.
Why can't you use
Those
the tomb?
foul vermin, the abominations we call ash spawn, have risen from the ashes of our own ancestors. They are befouling the memories of our forefathers by defiling their remains.
I can cleanse the tomb for
Thank you, Wanderer. That would be most kind. Here, this key should open the door to the tomb.
What exactly are reclamations?
The reclamations are the true tribunal. The Daedra that consecrate the Dunmer people. Azura, Methala, and Boethia. We call them the true tribunal because they have reclaimed their place in our hearts from the false tribunal that came before.
False tribunal?
Sotha Sil, Amalexia, and Vivek represent what was. Beings who won the Dunmer people's hearts with their actions, but blinded them just the same. They were aberrations, false prophets. They used their status as heroes to shield the true tribunal from our minds. But now that they've been destroyed, the light can finally shine upon the House of Reclamations.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plot of Morrowind, so... How do the Dunmer bury their dead?
The Dunmer race doesn't bury their dead, or leave them to rot inside a stone sarcophagus. When a Dunmer passes, his body is given to fire, so he might return to the ash from whence he came. The Dunmer don't believe that death is the end. We believe that it's the beginning. Be cautious, friend. The ash spawn are soulless beings with no regard for compassion.
That's alright. I've dealt with them before. Where does this go? Oh, okay. Wonder how many are down here. Be careful with how much I pick up. I'm running short on inventory space. swing it too. You ran down this way as well, huh? Alright. There we go. What's over here, though? Is it just another chamber? Or a central tomb? There are any down here, are there? Doesn't seem like it. And this just leads outside, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about all the coughing and hacking and stuff. My spring allergies seem to be doing a number on me this morning.
I am Arthurloth, Elder of the Reclamations and Keeper of this temple.
Temple tombs have been cleansed.
Spirits be praised. I'm hoping you didn't suffer much at the hands of those foul beings. Please, accept this as a token of my thanks.
Alright. 2,000 gold.
May Azura, Mafala, and Boethia guide you.
Thank you. I don't have a problem with Azura. Boethia is a little bloodthirsty for my taste. Mafala's the dream one, I think. And she seems fine from our brief interaction during the Skull Corruption, other than giving random citizens nightmares, so that's kind of her deal, so, Like, maybe...
Last time I rode Gyalen's ship, I was even me guts for a week.
Maybe she'll be in a better mood to give people nice dreams while,
Find my
now the
pickaxe
skull's fixed. Let's see. Gilda Sodri wants you to try this new drink.
Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip.
You're welcome. What do you
Looking
got
to
for
protect
sale?
yourself or deal some damage?
Try and get rid of some of this crap I'm carrying. I'll go drop off the Ebony Warriors stuff. Now, that's something this is Amber Armor from the Creation Club. I decided to build a suit of it just to see how it worked. It's better than the default armor numbers, but I've legendaried this stuff and I've gotten like way better armor because of it. The only issue with this stuff is that the only place you can reliably get amber is from because you eat caravans and they only sell 2 pieces of amber at a time, and most pieces require 2 full ingots, so you have to wait around for them to get your stuff, the stuff you want. Good lord, I got 500 lockpicks, that's so unnecessary. I try to keep all the like unique stuff, and technically the Ebony Warrior stuff isn't unique, but it's unique to him, I guess. So, yeah. Anyway.
You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me. Or
Yeah, no
else.
problem.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
Well, thank you.
Well, tell Geldis that Miri says she really appreciates it. And don't stay away for too long.
Destroying the looking for any potions? I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen? Remember, I have plenty of potions and ingredients if you're ever in the market.
Sure thing.
It gets lonely out here, you know, on this remote island.
I'll look that up later. I don't think she's a marriage option, but she seems nice enough. Gildis wants you to have
Always
some of
a
this.
pleasure to taste anything Gildis comes up with.
Let's see. What exactly is ash-grown
Dunmer
food?
have been growing food in the Ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever.
Is magic involved?
Only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience.
Oh, you
Just
got
got
for
some
sale.
of my merchandise off the latest supply ship. See if anything strikes your fancy.
Carol. Okay, so... So this guy's a general goods vendor, but he doesn't really have much of anything. Yeah, he only has 51 gold.
Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
Sure thing.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem?
I'll give you
talk
this
to
warning
him.
only once. Take that swill and pour it down a well.
Well, fuck you.
If you ever need apothecary supplies...
It's busier
talk
now
to
that
my
things...
wife.
Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks.
There's half of them gone. Sell any special mining gear?
Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item.
East Empire
It's
pendant.
an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point, a kind of reward for extra effort. They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them.
Yeah, where
It
can you
could
find
be
them?
anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstheim, bring them here, and I'll pay you for them.
Yeah, sure thing. Let's see. Sells
Bad.
that here.
What if I told you that you're the first person that's even considered looking at my wares today?
Oh, really?
I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm.
You have friends in the East Empire Company?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've corresponded with Vittoria Vici herself more than once. You know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim.
Yeah, that's not going to be happening anymore, bud. Sorry.
Ah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock. And when they do, I'll be at the top of their list.
Probably not with Vittoria Vici dead. What
The
exactly do
question
you
you
sell?
should be asking is, what don't I sell here? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need. If it's not a weapon, potion, or armor, then it's likely that I have it.
Where do you get all these
Charlie,
items?
over at the docks, brings me most of my supplies. And the rest comes from bartering with the people in town. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can't pass up.
Oh, what do you have
Everything
for
I've
sale?
got on display, really.
Stalwart arrows. 20 damage. I think my dragon bone. Yeah, dragon bone arrows do way more. Let's see. Got 1,500 gold to play with, so I should be able to sell enough of my garbage off to him. Second flash. Yeah. Okay. netched leather, not netched jelly, which is what I need for, what's her name? The alchemist is wanting me to get some stuff for, have anything worth 81 precisely? No. Yeah, I'll be fine. Rid of a few of those.
The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
Sure thing. Warehouse.
Counselor Morvain is the only reason Ravenrock has survived all these years. You should pay your respects.
Sure thing. Let's see. Talk to the sailors over here.
Talk to Captain Galland if you're looking to book passage.
Talk to Captain Veleth if you're looking to book passage.
Well, I'm not looking to book passage. Okay.
May the wind be at your back, friend.
They apparently don't want any of the alcohol, so let's see.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
Let's see. Yep. Steve Ancient Sword Pickaxe, there we go. Be up in here, so. Okay, it's only been 30 minutes running around, so.
Damn it, woman. I said to leave me be.
Cretius, last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Cretius, you're an obstinate old fool, and you're going to get yourself killed.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you see I'm busy?
Is he doing what?
Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are.
It's dangerous here for an old man. Perhaps I can help.
Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Ravenrock back on the map.
What sort of secret will be hidden here?
A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Ravenrock with a worthless and tainted mine.
Who's your great-grandfather?
Gratian Kyrelius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel. And he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago.
How did he die?
The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall. But I know better.
What's your proof?
My wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key.
What letter say?
It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else.
Key is to the locked section?
It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance.
It sounds suspicious. I think you're crazy. Doesn't necessarily mean there's something cursed down there. It just means the section might have been dangerous, like a lot of rockfalls and things like that.
Now you're starting to sound like everyone else. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone.
Why are you telling me all of this?
My wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for.
So you need my help.
I do. I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company is keeping from all of us.
Any idea
Gratian
where to
kept
start?
a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost.
Let's see. Alright, I'll go do that, and while I'm here, Gilda's Saldry wants you to try some of this.
He's begging for patrons again, eh? Well, I suppose I could have just a bit.
Are you sure Gratian's death wasn't an accident?
I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really it. But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that.
Yeah, if you say so. Why are we arguing with your wife?
Old age has addled my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian.
Well, she's right, I don't
Then
find
I'll settle
anything.
down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered Gratian's old things. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity.
Glover also wants his pickaxe back.
The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skald in the first place.
Yeah, but it doesn't belong to you. It's his. He got it from them. Supposedly for some gold, but...
Oh, very well. Here. Tell him I hope he drops the thing on his foot.
Fair enough.
Be careful down there. The mine can be...
Why you're leading Cretius on, I'll never understand.
Yeah, have some of this. It'll calm your nerves.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Thank you.
Let's see. What were you arguing
Foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine. He's convinced himself that there's some sort of conspiracy involving the East Empire Company and the mine's closure. We came across some old letters that belonged to his great-grandfather in our house, and he believes every word written in them.
What'd the letter say?
His great-grandfather worked for the East Empire Company. The letters mention some sort of discovery he was sent to investigate. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about.
Let's see.
Gratian Corellius. He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. They'd send him all over Tamriel when they had difficulties in a mining operation. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep?
What happened
It
to
was a
him?
horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedies. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know.
You don't agree
My
with him?
beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does. But I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave.
I'm guessing you don't agree with the story.
Poor Cretius is aging, and I believe it's addled his mind. As the years have passed, it's gotten worse. He's become obsessed with his theories of conspiracy.
Then where's his great-grandfather?
I'm sure he's down there somewhere, buried under a mountain of rubble like the East Empire Company claims. My greatest fear is that my stubborn mule of a husband will end up suffering the same fate.
How'd you meet Cretius?
To understand how we met one another, you have to appreciate what he's going through. Cretius is a third-generation miner. All his life, he's lived and breathed nothing else. By the time Cretius came of age, the ebony mine in Raven Rock was shut down. He took that quite hard.
Why didn't he move somewhere else?
Our
to find
home
work?
has been in his family for over 200 years. Leaving would have been like abandoning precious memories. Instead, he stayed on Solstheim and spent most of his life prospecting for a new ebony source. Sadly, it never surfaced. A decade ago, this drove him into a deep depression. He shut himself inside his home and refused to come out.
This is where you
It
met?
was. After refusing to allow anyone to bring him food, Counselor Morvain ordered his door to be knocked down before Cretius starved to death. I was a temple priest at the time, and they had me use my healing arts to restore strength to his ailing body. I stayed for a while and cared for him, then I suppose we fell in love.
You're a priest at the
Far
temple?
from it. In fact, I'm no longer welcome there.
Really? Why?
In all honesty, it came down to a disagreement between what I believe and what Elder Othraloth believes. I'd prefer not to get into the details, but let's just say our opinions about the current status of the tribunal vary widely.
Yeah, okay.
Be careful out there.
Try the lower sections of the mine. I've never been able to get that far.
Alright. I shall be back with something or nothing. Pesky bugs. You pussy. Jesus. And those. I didn't mean to pick those up. And here's some stall room. Where's the one that says, getting net jelly for what's her name? She asked me for like 5 of them. Well, I'll ask again and see what happens. Now this guy get killed by that little fucking trap over there. Serves him right. Should've just stayed and fought like nobody the stronger he is.
Some
It's over this way. Okay, that's progress, so... My god. What's this up here? Oh, just a treasure chest. One-way trip down here. Ilias. There it is. Breaking Corellis. Received a letter from the East Empire Company today. Said that some of the miners broke through the wall in the Shaft 3 of Raven Rock Mine. Found some ruins. This is another waste of time like the fiasco they sent me to in Cyrodiil. I'll gather my assistant Milius and sail back to Raven Rock at the first light. It'll be nice to see the old house in Solstheim again. Finally arrived in Raven Rock and was surprised at the number of Dark Elf refugees living in town. Aren't really from mining stock, but I think they'll make fine workers one day. Milius and I spent a good part of the day clearing the ash off the roofs of my house. Damn volcano is still erupting almost day and night. If it wasn't for the ash covering everything, it would almost look beautiful. Milius and I are headed to the Raven Rock mine to have a look at whatever it is the miners uncovered. I think I'll stop by the old swing and scoop and pick up a few supplies before we head down. Couldn't hurt to be prepared. Let's see. Looks like the miners broke through the wall of an old Nordic barrow. Seen sort of thing in Skyrim before. Damn Nords at barrows dotted landscape, and almost none of them ever marked on any maps. Looks like this barrow belongs to something called the Blood Skull clan. Going to take some rubbings of the inscriptions on the tombs and see if I can't learn some more information from the history books. Been a few days and I can't find even a single mention of this clan anywhere. Milius and I decided to proceed ahead. We've come to a drop down point, but I can see a massive chamber below. Took the better part of the day to lower everything down and climb down the almost sheer drop. It's been an astonishing day of discovery. After exploring a large chamber beyond the drop-off, I started to find the strangest weapon I've ever laid eyes upon sitting on a pedestal of sorts. The blade appears to be flawless and it's emitting a faint chilling glow. Bits of parchment I found about the chamber seem to call this the Blood Skull blade. I'm not certain if it's removed yet, or I think I'll sleep on it. Decided against my own better judgment to remove the Blood Skull blade from this pedestal. No, it seems completely against it. But we need to bring this wondrous artifact with us if we can find a way out of the barrow. I should have listened to Milius. The moment the blade was lifted, we were set upon by Draugr. Milius fought bravely, but fell. He was able to destroy the remaining ones, but was badly wounded. I can barely stand. My only chance would be finding a way out of this place, but I fear that I'm trapped. 14. Exploring has been slow. I can only move for maybe a few minutes at a time before I have to rest. My supplies are running low, and I'm feeling weaker by the hour. The only progress I made is finding a strange door with the markings on it that I've never seen. There appears to be something to them I'm missing, as if confounded by attempts to get. I have to study this further in order to make any progress. Barely can keep my awake. Fairly certain that the key to this door involves the use of the Blood Skull blade when swinging the weapon. I've noticed a ribbon of mystical energy emanating from it. I think by swinging the sword in different directions, it's possible to manipulate this ribbon and solve whatever puzzle this door presents. I hope to get well enough to put this to test soon. Each swing is a huge effort. Last entry. Lost track of time and my strength is fading. Can't even stand anymore. My wounds refuse to heal. I'm afraid this tomb will become my resting place. If anyone finds this journal, please set these notes to my superiors at the East Empire Company. And tell my wife that I love her. May Arcade guide me to my final rest. God's sakes. Alright. Anyway. Okay. It's not gonna work for me. Let me try this. And that's why we learn lightning magic on my characters. Nice big fat Kamehameha wave for master level. Increase shock resistance, shock spells to 25%. Didn't do him any good though. Let's see. And let's see. Strength dragon aspect. So we would have had to come down here anyway for well, not down here. We need Bend Will to fight Mirak. Dragon aspect's just a nice thing to have. Let's see. Is there anything else? I think I'll run around with the Blood Skull Blade instead of my Dragonbone Greatsword. It's a unique weapon with a unique effect, so why not? I'm not doing great damage to any of the enemies as it is anyway. No. Do I want to do that already, or... I know the one at the Temple of Mirak causes cutscene stuff to happen. I'll exit the temple and mark the location on my map, assuming I can fast travel back to it.
Going back to prison. Rather die in the ash.
She was real surprised when I pulled that knife from our boot. You picked a bad time to get lost, Fred. Do your work. That's your bed, huh?
Time to die, Outlander.
Boy, some bloodthirsty marauder you are. Oh well. Where else? Death Brand. Okay, that's talking about the pirate captain whose legendary armor is scattered throughout the area. has two scimitars as well that are unique to him.
Die, Outlander!
Man, you guys suck. Well, Imperial, okay. Up to Solstheim, that should proc the location on the map. Yeah. So I realistically should be able to fast travel back here and get the Black Book when time needs for it that way. If not, I can just run through it later and get it that way. Any goodies up here? It doesn't look like it. Just some booze. Dumber outfit with an enchantment on it. Well, may end up getting a full level up off the lockpicking stuff, it seems. Just one, but honestly that'll be fine with me. That might be just enough for all the perks I want to have my characters have. Oh, there you are. Oh my god. There we go. Yeesh. Annoying ass fuckers. I hope that doesn't become a recurring occurrence with all the bandit stuff just running away. Like, dealing with them way more annoying than it should be. Bit of a sheer walkway. No, whatever. I'm not gonna fiddle far around with a couple of bandits I can't even reach, so. Let's see. Okay. Some niches though, so. I guess while I'm over here, and there's right there, I can try and get some more netch jelly from them. Now let's do this the semi-intelligent way. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Swapped out my Dragonbone bow for this amber one since it does the same damage, but is a few pounds lighter. Betty Netch, so that's a female one apparently. That's a bull Netch, so it's a male, supposedly. Netch jelly, Netch leather, drink my arrow. Netch jelly, and this one, does she have Netch jelly? She does, so that should be all 3 things of Netch jelly that I need. Anyway. Yep, I did not mean to go into my skills. I meant to fast travel, but I'm actually not that far from town, so cool. Just run our way back, enjoy the, well, I would say enjoy the view, but other than the Aurora Borealis around here, everything's kind of gray and plain looking. It's definitely unique though. The architecture is nice to look at. I kind of dig the weird, like, blocky look of the cliffs.
This is House Redoran territory. You do well to remember that.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
Man, if only women would say that to me in real life. Wouldn't be as much of a nervous wreck around people, probably. Alright.
Find my pickaxe yet?
Yep, here you go.
So, you finally tracked down old Cretius, eh? Quite a character, isn't he? Tell you what, since you went through all the trouble of finding it for me and all, you keep it.
Thanks, I guess.
I just wanted to remind that codger you can't just go around taking things from other people. Now that you've delivered the message, I'm satisfied. Besides, that pickaxe hasn't done me any good in years. Maybe you can put it to good use.
Hell, he should have just been
Bring
like...
your weapons and armor to me. I'll fix it up right.
Your actions have been a blessing to us all, Sergio.
Thank you.
If you ever need a pop, always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with.
It's busy. Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland
Next time
instead
you're
of
hungry,
wasting
stop
his time
by.
out here.
Glover,
His drinks are outstanding.
perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink.
The East
Thanks for
Empire
saving me
pendants
the
are
trip.
scattered all over,
Bring your weapons and
so
armor
leave
to
no
me.
stone
I'll fix it up right.
Assisting the
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club. Home. Perfect. All that's left now is to go ahead and wait for the patrons to come in. As promised, here's a little something for yourself.
Here, we got that done. We got
Come back
Glover's
anytime.
things
My
taken
doors
care
are
of.
always open.
Or at least the first one anyway. So let's go back and talk to Mr. Corellius and give him his stuff back.
Not much contact with others around here. Got the Skull village to the north, but the Nords there.
I trust you're not planning any trouble.
Of course not.
What can I do for you, friend?
You're back. Please, tell me what you found.
You were right all along.
Let me see that. Huh, I knew it. Gratian's death wasn't because of a rockfall. It was just a story to keep people away from the tombs. Now that I have his journal in hand, I can get some closure from the East Empire Company. Make them pay for lying to everyone.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Now, I believe I owe you a little more than a debt of gratitude for all that work you did. Here, it's not much, but it's the best an old retired miner can do.
Yeah, that's good enough. Let's see. Are there any Imperials here in
Those
Raven Rock?
cowards left decades ago. Every single damned one of them. The moment the ebony mine dried up, they pulled up stakes. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Why?
Solstheim is still rich in ebony ore. I know there's more down there. I can smell it. I come from 3 generations of miners, and I'm telling you that the East Empire Company was wrong. They just didn't want to spend the coin trying to find it.
Yeah, fair enough. What can you tell me about your
Our
family?
home has stood in Raven Rock since the colony was founded. Grayson helped build it with his own 2 hands. After Grayson died, he left behind a wife and a son. My grandfather, Relicus. Relicus lived there for quite a long time, working in the other sections of the mine until he was slain by Reavers.
Your parents?
I never knew my father. My mother and I always lived alone. I asked her about him many times, but she seemed angry and refused to speak about him. So eventually, I let it go. When I was old enough, I began working in the mine, hoping to make my fortune and eventually move to the Imperial City.
Then it dried up.
Unfortunately, yes. I only had enough coins saved to send one of us back to the Imperial City. So I sent my mother alone. I wanted her to see her homeland before she died.
That's nice of her. Or nice of him, rather. You've been here
Until I met
ever
my
since?
darling Aphia, yes. I suppose you could have called me a bitter old hermit. Now I'm just old.
Alright.
Mark my words. Raven Rock isn't finished yet.
Yeah. Sucks that Dad either ran out or was potentially worse than what might be implied, but
Allow
Nothing
me
we
to
can do about that.
apologize for Crucius's behavior. I'm afraid he hasn't been himself lately.
Yeah, he's been fine.
Don't be put off by my husband's mood. He enjoys having visitors.
Alright. Oh, I'm done anyway. Hope y'all have a good day. Alright. Let's see. Is there anything else we can do? Earth. Fire. Raven Rock. Frosting Crag. Structure. Fire branch. Bone mold formula. Okay. Companions. That'd be the one we'd want to do next, but we'll call this episode here. It's been running for a little longer than I've intended, so thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the usual blah blah YouTube wants us to do. And we'll pick up next time with more derping around Skyrim. Till then, hope you all have a good day, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Later. Well, that's not what I intended to do, but okay. Did he say what it was about?
All he wanted me to do is track you down and send you to him. Look, this is important. Even more important than wiping out the ash spawn. Please, go speak to the second counselor as soon as possible.
No, alright. I think this is, where I get my house, so... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. It'll give me a place to drop any of my unnecessary stuff, so... And it's a relatively fast quest, I think.
Master calls.
Let's see, turn that off. Oh, Lord. Start cold. There we go. There he is.
Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Raven Rock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvain being killed.
He's in danger of being killed? Ow.
The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head.
Why would they want him dead?
It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions.
He ordered executions on his head, not yours.
Now that's just ridiculous. As second councillor, it's my responsibility to protect Councillor Morvain from harm. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. I don't want it to come to that.
Fair enough. Still an attack on the councillor is imminent?
I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Raven Rock.
Well, I haven't acted on the information.
Raven Rock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing.
No, what do you want me to do?
I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me.
Where do you want me to
I need
begin?
you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Raven Rock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. Can't afford to make any mistakes.
Alright. What can you tell me about House Lalu?
Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people.
I presume that was their downfall.
Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering.
What happened to House Lalu as a result?
They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council.
Why exactly do the Dunmer hate the Empire?
During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless.
Yeah,
we had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance.
Yeah, that's a fair complaint to have, I suppose. How the Dunmer survived with this all?
House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction.
You said you have sources about the assassination?
I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses.
Why don't you ask them to investigate?
Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstein. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive.
Yeah.
However, any information we can glean in times like this, I consider vital to House Redoran's survival.
Alright, I'll check it out.
You can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
Alright. Well, we'll do this and then we'll call it a day, I guess.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner. The mine's open, people are buying drinks, and I'm making money again. Just like old times.
Adriel Arana said you might be able to help me with something.
Well, Adriel's got himself a spy, does he? Well, Zura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now.
You think he's mistaken?
No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way.
You have a better idea?
Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you.
How do I get them to do that?
There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for.
Haven't you told Andrew about this?
What makes you think I haven't?
Yeah.
Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up.
Well,
you
thanks
can
for the
thank
tip.
me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up.
Fair enough. Let's see, why did Councilor Morvain execute an Ulin?
Back in 95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. The Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redoran Guard, and then murder Councilor Morvain when we weren't looking.
Wheeler did this alone?
He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half a bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, when you're desperate for money, you'll do whatever, I guess. How do you get caught?
They underestimated the Redaring Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Veleth tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Veleth Ulan was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulan ancestral tomb.
Gotcha. Why did Dunmer leave ash hams in their tombs?
When the Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the ash yam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew.
Okay. Heard any more?
Haven't heard anything lately, but check back with me. You never know.
Alright. Okie dokie then. So go hang out in the tomb for a little bit and see who shows up.
Headed east. May want to give the Talmithran a wide berth.
No, it just goes to the main one, so... Yeah, there they are. Aha!
Excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here.
What are you
I
doing
was
here?
doing the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer.
You are an Ulan?
Since there aren't any Ulans left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead.
You're lying, you're from House Halalu. Tell me why you're really here. Tell me why you're
What do
really
you
here.
mean? I thought I was clear. I'm simply honoring a fellow departed Dunmer. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
Honoring a departed Dunmer
Please, I don't wish to be disturbed
who's from
while
a
meditating.
fallen house that most people seem to dislike. Makes sense, I guess.
This is House Redaring. Can I help you?
I hope Gelders proved useful. Have you made any progress?
I have. I think Telisu Severin is the culprit.
Telisu? Are you sure?
I saw her in the Ulan
So
tomb.
Gelders' plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telisu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm
So go
not
search
kicking
their
down
house.
anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telisu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen.
What if they try to stop
If
me?
you have evidence and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. What can you tell me about the Severin family?
Telisu is wife to the family patriarch, Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since.
benefit.
They're
How?
quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their own hands.
Nothing unusual about them at all.
People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughing stock of the colony.
Alright. What's it? Ulans still have a tomb here in Raven Rock if they're so disliked.
Villa Ulan wasn't the first Ulan to live in Raven Rock. His father, Valen Ulan, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son, Villa, Valen was a good man. He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb.
But you told me House Lalu was
The
disliked.
Ulan family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition for the ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulan and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested.
Alright.
Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
Gotcha.
Last time I rode Gyalen's ship, I was even me guts for a week. Dunmer weren't meant to go on water.
Plenty of other ones seem to make the trip no problem. So. Yeah, I'm guessing there's not really anything I can do. Nope. Yeah, I think I'll have to just deal with them, because I think the actual, like, journal with any evidence or whatever that I need is in their main bedroom right there, where two of them are hiding in wait for me. Let's see, action, yeah. Oh well, nothing I can do about that, I guess.
Watch it, Talisu. For House Lawley, for Villa Ulan. I'll scatter your ashes myself. Morvain will pay for this.
Lalu will have its revenge.
Oh well.
It's not my time.
Apparently it is. So, let's see. Manor key, safe key. Sure grip. Magic card generates 75% faster. Unable to run. Oh man. Yeah, just by 1 point, so let's see. There we go. Safe key, safe key. There's the safe, there it is. Human matter. Dear Counselor Saldine, in a matter of days, believe we'll ready. Our forces in within Ashfall Citadel have been training day, ready to strike. Give the signal. Captain Veleth, distracted by the ash spawn attacks. The timing seems perfect. I've waited nearly a decade to exact my revenge upon Little Morvain for the death of my ancestor, and I long for the moment My blade will draw across his throat. The next letter you'll receive will put his head in a sack, display it proudly on the halls of House Lawley Brother, Vendel Ulin. Jesus, that weighs 9 pounds. There we go. Filter strength.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
If you... Could I help you?
Did you find any evidence at Severin Manor yet?
Yep, here it is.
Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice.
I don't think they'll give up willingly.
I'm going to send 2 of the best Rerenn Guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them any way you can.
Alright, I'll head there immediately.
See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away. Ashfallow Citadel's been...
If you intend to wander Solstein, you do so at your own risk.
They're stuck in there. I can't get them out. They're stuck in there. They're stuck in there. I know things, hidden things, things you aren't supposed to know.
Are you alright?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. The secrets, they're in there deep. You can't get them out. They're in my head.
What kind of secrets?
The secret kind.
Alright, and where'd you learn these secrets?
The black book. It shoved them in there with black, slick fingers. My fingers are too short. I can't get them out.
Where'd you find this black book?
Oh, no, I didn't find it. It found me. Here, I'll show you. See? Right there. But don't go there. You don't want these things in your head. You don't.
In Kongarike.
You don't. Never should have come here.
Ah, you poor bastard.
Enough!
Black slimy fingers, black slimy words, black slimy book. Binkongarike, black like the back of my eyes, but darker. Get these things out of my head. Alright, well. there's another Black Book location for us later whenever we need to do those. I think we only need to do 3, but there's like 5 in total or something like that. We've already got 2 locations for all the extra ones, so ideally we shouldn't have any issue getting everything we need. Oh Lord.
The best you can do.
I should be asking you that. Alright. Nice to know there are a bunch of random encounters. Exactly like what there are over in the Skyrim portion of the game. All these stupid mages running around fighting with each other over most likely nothing. Reavers. Okay. How dare you use a slur at me, you asshole. Okay. Alright, anyway.
What was that? Over here!
And these guys didn't last too long, did they? Oh well. This means I'll have to deal with it on my own.
Is someone there?
Yeah. Let's see. There it is. Okay, no one in here. I don't think there'd be anyone down here. If they were, they would have came out swinging when I killed these first two up here, so... What about in here? Ow. Oh, okay, it's a two-way pull thing. Alright. Jesus. Got enough of these, don't we? Yeah. Ow. Yeah, they're around through here somewhere. Ow. Jesus. Where's the other one at? No. No, not that one. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's the second one. Whatever. Alright, anyway.
Ah, found you. Not good enough.
Well, neither is your sword swing, so whatever.
Damn you!
Oh, for the love of God, really? I guess I shouldn't complain. This is just gonna level up my two-handed more. There we go. I'll get back here, you baby. Yeah, serves you right. Yeah, it seems like Amy's running away from how strong I am is going to be an issue. Oh well, nothing we can really do about that. Okay, don't need any of that crap, so. Is there anyone else back around here? Nope. Just some random boots. Kind of heavy boots, eh? A little juxtapose. Stepping out into the overworld with some relatively chipper music playing. Alright. Let's see. Where is it? There we go.
If you intend to wander Soulstar, you do so at your own pace.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it!
He's no longer a threat.
Then, it's finally over. What of the Reverend Guard I sent to assist you?
They were dead before I got there.
Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him.
Yeah, did what had to be done.
Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this.
Alright. Everything's going with the mines
You
open
might
again.
think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open. All I see is a new security problem on our hands.
Okay.
Making sure those shipments of ebony make it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, can't risk any attacks on Raven.
Gotcha.
Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, Traveler. I don't know how to thank you.
You're welcome.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Adriel, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulan's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Councillor. They had us all fooled.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What
I
you've
believe
done
Councillor
for me,
Morvain wants to
for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude.
Well, thank you, Counselor.
Now, I'm certain Adriel was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial.
Oh?
Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Counselor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
Well, thank you, Counselor. Much appreciated.
If you witness suspicious activity, report it to Captain Veleth immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember who's in charge around here.
I don't know who sent you here, but you've given us something to build on here. Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for next jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark.
I have some right here.
My goodness, you're quite resourceful, aren't you? This is all I can offer in return for this. I hope it's enough.
Potions of ultimate
Can't thank you enough
well-being.
for reopening the ebony mines. You've brought light to the darkness, my friend.
You're all very welcome. It's what a good guy like me does. Let's see. Well, Severin Manor is now my place to live, so... let's see, what does that potion do? I'm curious. Potion of well-being. 100 health, 100 magic, 100 stamina. Okay. That's not bad, but not really anything amazing. I can pop 2 of these just as easily to get everything I need, so... Alright, anyway. Now we'll call this episode here, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the usual blah blah YouTube wants to do. And we'll pick up next time with more derping around Skyrim. Till then, hope you all have a good day, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Later.